Now, one of the answers, it seems to me, is a guaranteed annual income, a guaranteed minimum income.
Dr. Martin Luther King believed in leveling the playing field. He wanted to see poverty eradicated.
We must create full employment, or we must create income.
Dr. King was championing a guaranteed income at the time of his assassination.
People must be made consumers by one method or the other.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trail Mix, where the nuts might be a little stale, but the company is always fresh.
Dr. Martin Luther King believed in leveling the playing field. He wanted to see poverty eradicated. And Dr. King was championing a guaranteed income at the time of his assassination.
Now, one of the answers, it seems to me, is a guaranteed annual income, a guaranteed minimum income for all people and for all families of our country. And it seems to me that the civil rights movement must now begin to organize for the guaranteed annual income, begin to organize people all over our country and mobilize forces so that we can bring to the attention of our nation this need and this something which I believe will go a long, long way toward dealing with the Negro's economic problem and the economic problem which many other poor people confronting our nation.
We must develop progress, or rather the program, and I can't stay on this long, that will drive the nation to a guaranteed annual income. Now, early in the century, this proposal would have been greeted with ridicule and denunciation as destructive of initiative and responsibility. At that time, economic status was considered the measure of the individual's abilities and talents. And in the thinking of that day, the absence of worldly goods indicated a want of industrious habits and moral fiber. We've come a long way in our understanding of human motivation and of the blind operation of our economic system. Now we realize that dislocations in the market operation of our economy and the prevalence of discrimination thrust people into idleness and bind them in constant or frequent unemployment against their will. The poor are less often dismissed, I hope, from our conscience today by being branded as inferior and incompetent. We also know that no matter how dynamically the economy develops and expands, it does not eliminate all poverty. The problem indicates that our emphasis must be twofold. We must create full employment, or we must create incomes. People must be made consumers by one method or the other. Once they are placed in this position, we need to be concerned that the potential of the individual is not wasted. New forms of work that enhance the social good will have to be devised for those for whom traditional jobs are not available. In 1879, Henry George anticipated this state of affairs when he wrote in Progress and Poverty, "The fact is that the work which improves the condition of mankind, the work which extends knowledge and increases power and enriches literature and elevates thought, is not done to secure living. It is not the work of slaves driven to that task, either by the task of that of a taskmaster or by animal necessities. It is the work of men who somehow find a form of work that brings a security for its own sake. In a state of society where want is abolished, work of this sort could be enormously increased. And we are likely to find that the problem of housing, education, instead of preceding the elimination of poverty, will themselves be affected if poverty is first abolished. The poor, transformed into purchasers, will do a great deal on their own to alter housing decay. Negroes who have a double disability will have a greater effect on discrimination when they have the additional weapon of cash to use in their struggle. Beyond these advantages, a host of positive psychological changes inevitably will result from widespread economic security. The dignity of the individual will flourish when the decisions concerning his life are in his own hands, when he has the assurance that his income is stable and certain, and when he knows that he has the means to seek self-improvement. Personal conflicts between husband, wife, and children will diminish when the unjust measurement of human worth on a scale of dollars is eliminated. Now our country can do this. John Kenneth Galbraith said that a guaranteed annual income could be done for about $20 billion a year. And I say to you today that if our nation can spend $35 billion a year to fight an unjust, evil war in Vietnam and $20 billion to put a man on the moon, it can spend billions of dollars to put God's children on their own 2 feet right here on earth.
Sometimes you've been down so long, it's hard to look up. You know, until you've been in a position where you don't know how you're going to provide for yourself from month to month, you have no idea what it's like to feel hopeless. Dr. Martin Luther King believed in leveling the playing field. He wanted to see poverty eradicated. And Dr. King was championing a guaranteed income at the time of his assassination. The Freedom Dividend is not just about money. It's about what it will empower people to do. Kyle Christensen and his mother Pam were selected as part of a pilot program to receive the Freedom Dividend for 1 year.
I don't know who would look after Mom if I weren't here. She was diagnosed with a blood cancer, and then after the 8 months of chemo, she had gone through all of her sick days, all of her personal days, and she lost her job as a result.
We have enough in this nation to take care of each other. $1,000 a month would give people a floor to stand on. You can breathe. You can exhale, and you're not so worried about your bills and how that's going to get paid. You may even be able to embark upon some other opportunities, which also engenders hope.
When Andrew told us we were getting $1,000 a month for the next year, I just felt light, like there's a weight off my shoulders. The $1,000 a month has helped by giving us just a little bit more breathing room, just enough to feel like we can live again.
Kyle's story is America's story.
This is a deeply American idea that Thomas Paine championed at the founding of the country. Martin Luther King fought for it in the 60s, and it was what he was fighting for in the day he was assassinated in 1968.
It is a cruel jest to say to a bootless man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. Now, one of the answers, it seems to me, is a guaranteed annual income, a guaranteed minimum income for all people and for all families of our country.
I believe that implementing a universal basic income honors the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King.
The World Economic Forum projecting that 92 million jobs worldwide may be displaced by 2030. Ford's CEO saying that AI could replace half of all white-collar workers there. NYU professor Scott Galloway predicting that AI will hit middle management first, noting that 6% dropped in managers at public companies since 2022. So here we are, AI eliminating jobs, more automation coming. If millions of people lose work, how will they support themselves? This is where an idea from the 2020 presidential campaign returns to the conversation. Universal Basic Income, or UBI. The concept pretty straightforward. Every American adult would receive a set check each month. For Cook County, Illinois, which includes Chicago, this concept just became reality. The Cook County Board of Commissioners unanimously approved its 2026 budget proposal just this month. It includes $7.5 million for a guaranteed basic income program. Commissioners approved it after the success of a pilot program. where the county provided $500 a month to 3,200 households over 2 years. Survey findings based on that pilot revealed that 94% of the program recipients used the funds to address financial emergencies. 75% reported feeling more financially secure. 70% said that the program had a positive impact on mental health.
Well, that's how I like to remember Martin Luther King on Martin Luther King Day, not just the I Have a Dream speech, but a guaranteed income for all
Well,
Americans.
to get ready for this, I went looking up the poverty line and how much you could get up to how much you could get to still receive SNAP benefits for food and so on. And it's quite an interesting set of numbers. The current poverty line for an individual is roughly $16,000 a year.
So below 16,000 a year in income is considered poverty.
Yes, and for SNAP you can go up to 130% of the poverty line, which takes you up into the 20,000 territory. But even there, you would still get food money on top of it of another $300 a month. So you're right now you're talking about $25,000 for an individual just to survive at a livable income.
And the proposals like Andrew Yang's in the 2020 campaign was for $1,000 a month. That's.
But was that in addition to any other programs you might receive? Was it on top of it, or was it?
Well, part of the debate always on guaranteed income is if you do that, can you cut back the other programs so that there's not a huge net loss to the government? That's just a matter of nickels and dimes. And
well, what I was thinking is if you did not pay out any Social Security and you did not pay out any SNAP and you didn't pay out any child care supplements, if you just sent everybody whatever amounts to somewhere between 30 and 50,000 a year, wouldn't that pretty well pay for itself?
It ought to.
Yeah.
You ready? Hello, Kay.
Hi. Sorry, I walked away from my computer because I'm making Crockpot Candy. And
Crockpot Candy. Wait a minot.
Yeah.
Now you introduced me to tater tot hots or tater
hot
tot
dish.
crockpot. Now you putting candy in a crockpot?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a Crockpot girl. I like my Crockpots.
I am too. I mean, I call mine the slow cooker. I guess that's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
But
so how do you make it?
It's super easy, super easy. So you need two tall, the tall containers of peanuts, right? One of my friends also uses cashews. She does one can of peanuts and one of cashews. So you can mix it up, whatever, but we just do peanuts. So 2 canisters of peanuts. Then the normal recipe is a bag of peanut butter chocolate chips, a bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and then one of milk chocolate. And then you get white almond bark and chunk it up and put that on top. Set it for 2 hours until it gets all melty, and then take a scooper and just scoop it and lay it out on wax paper. Let it cool and numb.
So there's no real you don't add any liquid, I guess.
Not really. No.
Not really.
For instance, for this batch, I'm making a white chocolate version. So I still have peanut butter in it, but then I have white chocolate chips instead of chocolate chips. And because my son wants to make Valentine's Day ones. So that way they're white and he could do sprinkles. So he's home today. So
that sounds good. I mean, that gives me. I might have to do one do a video on that for my Lazy Man Cooking channel.
It is a lazy recipe. It's very
See,
dump and go.
That sounds real lazy. And
Yeah.
that's what I love. That's why I've got about 50 slow cooker recipes on my Lazy Man Cooks channel, because there's nothing lazier than the slow cooker.
There is a TikToker that I watch all the time. The name of his channel is Drew Eats, and I will tell you, he comes up with some of the greatest crockpot recipes I've ever had.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And what's really funny is I don't know if he still does it. I'm assuming he does. He is like a horror movie prop guy. Like that's, yeah. And he started doing this during COVID.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so I watched last night live on that site that you turned me on to, the coup. What is it? Coup status
coup?
Yeah, I watched it last night live. Those people, I mean, they are true Americans. I mean, they were out there in 10 degrees below.
It's -6 right now.
chanting and singing, and
yeah.
I mean the steam just coming out of their mouths as they're talking.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing. And there were like maybe 100 or more than that outside the entrance to the Whipple building there. Now that's true America. That's real Americans, if you ask me.
Don Lemon was there yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yes. He's actually coming back today. So he's going to be here for the next couple of days. That was one thing that I don't know if you all saw, but actually right after we were done, I went to his channel to watch what he was doing. He met up with a group of people that were protesting at a church.
Oh, at it.
Come to find out, the pastor of the church is head of the district's ICE department.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah. He's been on TV with Kristi Noem and everything. So he's the pastor of the church. So they wanted to out him. So the leader of it was, I can't remember her name for the life of me, but she is a pastor and she's a lawyer. So she knew what she was doing. And she said, this is what they did during the civil rights movement, is they infiltrated places where people felt comfortable to make them uncomfortable, to realize a change needed to happen. And I thought that was just awesome that she said that. So it's very controversial that they went and did that. But at the same time, maybe it wakes some people up. You never know.
What were they doing at the church? What were they actually doing?
They went in during
they went inside
during a service. Oh yeah.
They went inside. Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. And a lot of people left because they felt uncomfortable and they didn't feel that, because it's their place of worship, they did not want this happening there. But the thing is that how can you say you're all about God and Christianity when Christianity embraces everybody? Like,
yeah.
You can't pick and choose what part of Christianity you want to believe in.
Yeah.
It's either all or nothing. So, but some people were mad. Some people were just upset by the situation, but they understood where they were coming from. But yeah, you should have saw, if you look it up later, you got to see the pastor's face when Don Lemon's talking to him. He's like kind of freaking out a little bit.
So this is how would we find this on?
Let me see if I can find it for you. Hold on 1 second.
Well, I could look on it here and put it on. So it's like Don Lemon. What's the church?
Let me look. Hold on.
Let's see.
Don Lemon Minneapolis Church. It was actually a church in St. Paul. Yeah,
Don
MAGA
Lemon
is calling
joint.
for him to be arrested.
Oh, here it is. Here.
Yeah. Did you find it? Yeah. Yeah, here we go.
That's them inside the church right there.
Yeah.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Huh. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. Talk to me about that, because I'm not sure I'm in favor of just going inside a people's church and start yelling like that. What's going on? I mean, tell me more about why that made sense. Oh, the mute thing went back on, didn't it? Oh no, there it is. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I muted myself. I'm sorry.
Oh, what are they doing there? My first reaction was I had a problem with them going in people's church and start yelling like that.
Yeah,
That
I thought it was kind of awkward too, but then I looked back at videos from the 60s during the civil rights movement, and they did this all the time.
And
all the
they
time.
would go into white churches, you mean?
Yep.
And do that? Really? Huh.
Lots of arrests
I gotta
happened
think
with
about that.
Yeah, I can see marching around outside with signs that did the same thing.
I think that's what they did. But anyway, Don Lemon was just told about this operation, and it was very secret. He didn't know where they were going. They just told him the address, and he followed. He was doing journalistic duties, essentially. So he wasn't involved in the protest other than documenting stuff, right? Because that's the whole reason he's here. It's not because, and I mean, he's on our side. Don't worry about that. But several ICE agents also go to this church. So many of them were on camera. And I think that's why a lot of them got up and left right away, or were hiding their faces and running out and all that kind of stuff. But they weren't, it wasn't violent. I don't like that they did it, but at the same time, a church is a public place. It is so it's like, where do you draw the line though? But yeah, Don Lemon should not be prosecuted for anything. He was there doing his job of journaling.
So I see, because the trouble with that sort of thing is that, that'll get all over Fox, and that'll be,
it's already.
And they take incidents like this and they say, that's how all of them behave. Everybody who's on that side of the issue is in favor of attacking churches and so on.
But also,
that's the worst thing that happens. We'll be okay.
Well, and the thing is, like I said, the person who was leading it is a lawyer and a pastor also. And so she looked at all the legal stuff before they even did this. So she said, we might have a little hookup here and there, but she said, I'm not really worried about it. And all the people were convinced they needed to go. There was a couple people that I've seen before that have been at the protests. So yeah. But yeah, he's back today. Who else?
Well, now what's going on with Governor Walz and the National Guard? Is he actually putting them into service, or just still on standby?
So this is what happened. So because of the supposed giant pro-ICE thing that was supposed to happen, you got to think about it. Oh God, I can't even remember. Jake Lang is a January 6er. He beat a policeman. He beat up a policeman.
With a bat, baseball bat on January 6th. Yeah.
So you have to think about him. He already has violent tendencies. And so Walz is thinking, look at all these people that committed so much violence on January 6th. And if they're coming to our city, like the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers that were in that January 6th party, if they're all coming to Minnesota, we might have a problem. So what he did is he activated the National Guard, but only in a limited capacity to assist Minneapolis and St. Paul police departments and the State Patrol and the Sheriff's Department. So they're there just to kind of help facilitate. But I will tell you, most of those National Guardsmen were downtown Minneapolis when Jake Lang's thing was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they were just afraid that because he was like promoting this since November, he's been promoting it. So it's not like, and he was planning on at least 3,000 people. That's what he told told people about the protest and blah blah blah, and only about 10 showed up.
Well, yeah, it makes me wonder: are we going to end up in a situation where you've got the National Guard protecting citizens against federal agents?
I think
that's actually a civil war, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
don't we? Isn't that literally a civil war? The state soldiers are fighting the Fed soldiers. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's a civil war.
I saw a video today, and I almost posted it to Trail Mix, and then I forgot about doing it. But it was a woman interviewing a trans woman. Okay. And she was in the middle of transitioning, and she said, so I have to ask you, do you think, how do you think you'll die? Either in a nuclear war or by military coup? And she said, I think we're going to find out.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, you have all the European Unions, everybody in the EU is very upset with Trump.
Oh,
and yeah. And did you see his tweet a tweet late last night or this morning? He wrote a letter.
Are you talking about connecting the letter about the Nobel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Say he's going to bomb Norway because he didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize for real.
Yeah. I mean, when are these people going to wake up? When are people going to realize he's insane? I mean, we've got an insane president. I mean, when are people going to get used to that and deal with it? I mean, and not ignore it. I mean,
well, I did see a video this morning of a guy who was apologizing for voting for Trump. He thought he was going to be the better option. And he goes, I am sorely mistaken. And he's literally very remorseful. He did it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of MAGAs doing that.
Well, they're starting to, talk about Vance and, that's just Trump. He's just joking. I don't know. Yeah. Here's this letter. I don't know if we can read it here. It's kind of.
It was not a joke.
I mean, he wrote this to the ambassador. Which ambassador is he writing this to?
He wrote it to Jonas, the Prime Minister Jonas Gahr Store. So I'm guessing it's Sore.
Yeah.
So I can't say.
Who's the Prime Minister of what? Norway?
Yes.
Yes. Considering your country decided not, he opens with. At first, when I saw this, because I've seen these before, a lot of people make up these Trump.
Oh yeah.
Things, and I always bet them, but this one is real, so it is real. Considering your country decided not to give me the Nobel Peace Prize for having stopped 8 wars plus, that's a lie. Mm-hmm. I no longer feel an obligation to think purely of peace, although it will always be predominant. But can think about what is good and proper for the United States of America. There are no written documents. It's only that a boat landed 300 years ago. What? It's only that a boat landed there hundreds of years ago, but we had NATO should do something for the world. He's crazy.
Yeah.
The man is crazy. I mean, come on,
exactly.
People. That's a crazy person.
When is it time to realize that that the administration needs to take him out? You're not fit anymore. Get out. But then we'll have Vance, unfortunately.
I mean, the trouble with the 25th is it which one is it, Jamie? The 25th or the 25th Amendment? The 26th?
No, the 25th is the one where the cabinet can toss him out.
That's the 25th, yeah.
But the problem is our cabinet is more the cabinet is more crazy than he is in some parts.
I mean, that's one reason, I think that was one factor in choosing the craziest cabinet they could find is the first cabinet in the first term after January 6th really did seriously think about the 25th Amendment. And
right.
So they wanted to make sure they got a cabinet that would never do that.
And be complicit.
Yeah.
I will bring up a quote I heard today too, and I'm typical Zennial millennial. It's from Harry Potter. And it's Albus Dumbledore, and he says, there will come a time where you have to make a choice between what is right and what is easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I love that quote. In fact, I think I have it on my wall somewhere downstairs. I have a Harry Potter themed theater in my basement.
So which house did you get sorted into?
I am a well, see, that's the problem. I'm a Raven Puff.
Oh, I'm a Ravenclaw, period.
Yeah. No, in some things I've been sorted into Ravenclaw. And then some things I've been sorted into Hufflepuff. So my son is definitely a Hufflepuff. For sure. Like 100%.
Now, how do you define a Hufflepuff?
They're very
They're more
caring.
or less the carefree good time folks.
Yeah, very happy. Happy-go-lucky is kind of a good thing. They love animals and like taking care of things and people, and they're very I'm trying to
They're
think
sweet.
yeah, just good-natured. And then Ravenclaws are very wise and intellectual and like puzzles and being tested.
Steward.
A little bit more serious.
Oh, a steward in the house?
Yeah, they're no.
I thought you said
Ravenclaws are very studious, but they can be a bit edgy as well.
Oh, just a little. Sometimes we teeter on the Slytherin side.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a good report from Renee here on. Let's see, but where did that go? Oh, there it is. Yeah. So Renee's husband, Rick, is doing better.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's good news.
Healing slowly. He got 2 stents. Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
The hardest part is that he can't lift weight for a few days. Well, I wouldn't worry about that. I'd be fine if I didn't have to. I don't lift weights anyway. So I'm doing everything around the house. We had 6 inches of snow overnight, so I'm a shoveler. Oh, okay. Oh, and I was thinking about her last night. She loves her Patriots.
Oh.
Yeah, she loves her Patriots. I don't watch much football, but I did watch a little bit last night. Some of it was.
Ooh.
They had some pretty big moments. Now tonight's the big college championship.
Yeah, but did you see the other announcement that came yesterday that I'm super excited about?
What?
Okay, so already MAGA is up in arms about Bad Bunny, who is a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, that's coming up. That's the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Or is that
so he's doing the halftime show. But guess who the NFL has as their opening act for the whole thing?
Who?
Green Day.
Green Day?
Yes.
Why?
Billy Joel Armstrong is one of the most outspoken artists on the ice thing. Like literally outspoken. They have changed.
Yeah.
They have a song called American Idiot that's literally written about fascism. And they changed the words to it for the Trump administration. So we're really hoping Billy Joe does not disappoint.
Well, now when are they? But I don't understand. Is he going to be in the halftime, or is that another?
It's going to be before the show, before the game even starts. It's like a opening thing. So
here's the actual song.
Don't want a nation under the new media.
So that's the official version.
That's the official version. If you want to,
you're saying
they've kind of got a Trump one that he's done live, but I don't know if you'll find it. I don't know what it would be called. But they are a group that's very very much against
There
Trump.
it is. There's a Green Day calls out Donald Trump.
Oh, yeah. work on that one.
I'm not part of the Donald Trump agenda.
Right. Well, that's one. But they also do, I can't remember what I saw. They also do like a no KKK, no, I mean, yeah,
Oh, I
no
think
Trump,
that's
no
good.
KKK, no fascist.
There it is. Yeah. Well, that pretty much gets it across. No KKK, no fascist USA, no Trump.
Oh yeah, no, he's very blatant about it.
Yeah, gets it all out there.
There's another artist that is kind of going back to like the Woody Guthrie kind of Bob Dylan kind of thing.
Now you're saying these guys are going to play at the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Huh. But probably not that version of the song.
Oh, well, we will see, because he's he's very much a free speecher.
That would be
You could say what you want. Yeah. Well, I mean, Bad Bunny said, I will perform at the Super Bowl, but my songs are going to be in their original form. So
he will sing in Spanish.
He will.
Yeah, he said that at Saturday night when he hosted Saturday Night Live. He said, if you don't like it, learn Spanish.
Yep. Or at least have your CC on. Oh, I have to go quiet for a moment. My mom is calling me from Jamaica. So just 1 second.
From Jamaica. All right. Jamie and I'll get back to our guaranteed income.
Or what did you think of Lysander Spooner?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a second. Oh, that's the guy that you put up. What? No,
right.
Which one is that?
Whose birthday is today. And he was an early abolitionist. He was also just about the first total libertarian, and had a lot to say anti-Constitution. All sorts of stuff he brings up that you can argue over.
Yeah.
But definitely decided, and one of my favorites with him is the difference between vices and crime.
Vices being a victimless crime, or
no, vices just being personal. Whatever floats your boat. As long as crime is when you injure another person in the process.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Is this him? This is him here.
That's
right?
him. Yeah.
Yeah. Because when you put it up this morning, I thought I'm gonna have to look into this. I've never heard of this guy.
Most people haven't. Yeah.
Lysander Spooner. Those who are capable of tyranny are capable of perjury to sustain it. Oh, who does that sound like? All right. Spooner attained his highest profile as a figure, and so he was an abolitionist. Challenged the claim that the Constitution permitted slavery. He used it to show that Constitution is usually interpreted. So he was saying even the Constitution as written originally, before amendment.
Because it was done by a group of rich white men.
Huh.
So therefore, and
that's
even the fact that they were imposing it on others was a problem.
That's quite a face there.
Yeah.
He looks like he'd be trouble.
Yeah, Amazon has almost all of his writings for free. He's a pretty fascinating guy.
Well,
libertarian thoughts would probably get your blood boiling.
Yeah. And see, the other thing I was gonna pull up here. I've learned something new that I can do here. That's kind of nifty, where you can pull up an actual. Let me see here. Is this it? Oh, that's not it. Where you could create a Word file and share the screen. Oh, I gotta go to window here. Okay. And oh, here it is. Here it is. All right. And this is kind of cool. So that what I got was Paine. Did you know? I just learned this. I actually learned it from hearing Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, in his speech that I played earlier about guaranteed income, he referred to, Martin Luther King did, that Thomas Paine had proposed a guaranteed income. And so I looked that up, and sure enough, here in this book, now, can you see this Word document on the screen now that I've got it on here?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. This is a new thing. I just learned how you can put a Word document on the screen here. It opens up all kinds of nerdy possibilities.
So when you're buying real estate, you have to double check to see whether you have the riparian rights for water and the air rights for the portion above your head. Sometimes you don't have those.
But down here, he proposed a tax of 10% on inherited property to fund the national treasury, and then that would pay for what he called guaranteed income a stakeholder payment. And every person upon reaching age 21 would receive a one-time payment. His was one time of £15, so I guess that was a lot then. But then I thought it was interesting. He's the father of Social Security too. Look at there. He came up with pension. Thomas Paine. I knew I liked him. Thomas Paine was the originator of a guaranteed national income. I thought that was pretty cool.
I went into a whole lot of the studies of where they've tried to put it in practice, and the Canadian ones are some of the most interesting because AI will be putting so many people out of work. So
and then we've got Cook County.
Yeah, Chicago had something going on there too.
Yeah, they just this month made their experimental program. They just this month made it permanent. And
because it was having so many good effects. If people just had that basic stress taken off of them, they could work, whatever, but they knew that the basics were covered.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
So I had, we're back at, Jamie and I are nerding out on guaranteed income again.
Ooh.
But in Cook County, so this just happened this month. Cook County's moved from their experimental phase to making it permanent. And their breakdown was, they, I think theirs was $500. I think they were doing $500 a month.
Right.
Yeah. 32. They experimented with 3,250 households, received $500 a month. And then they found that 75% of participants reported feeling more financially secure. 94% used the funds to manage unexpected financial emergencies. 70% reported positive impacts. So now they're going to take it permanent. And I asked AI here, Gemini, I was curious about the crime rate because that's how this connects. Is if this guaranteed income is a possible way to deal with crime, it's a better way than sending 3,000 ICE to Minneapolis.
Correct, and probably cheaper in the long run.
And so anyway, they found that I thought this was interesting, that a reduction in police interaction. They had 0 interactions with the police that led to arrest or incarceration during that experimental period. There was another. It was down from something like 24 or something that day before they tried this.
I would be interested in figures for drug use and that sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm not saying the country's ready for this, but yeah, here's your Canadian experiment, Jamie, you're talking about. Yeah, like the Canadian Minicombe program. I think, $500 a month for a lot of people would reduce their stress. I mean, the Cook County Power, 56% of participants reduced stress, 70% reported better mental health. So
I will tell you, not having that stress helps your brain function so much better, and you don't feel so bogged down. And
right.
It sounds. Sorry, Jamie, go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say, from personal experience, I do think that Social Security should have an absolute minimum of $2,500 a month.
I agree with that.
Well, the thing about it is we've got 2 solutions on the table for 50, 60 years or more, longer with Social Security. But basically, if we did Medicare for all and Social Security for all, we'd have a much better society.
We would.
We don't have to invent anything new. We already have the programs in place for older people. Just make it available to everybody.
Well, and I will tell you this as personal experience, is that when my son was diagnosed on the spectrum, and I didn't know that there was programs for him because nobody told you there were any programs to help. Mm-hmm. And so after a year, I found out that autism does fall under the band of Social Security. Getting Social Security for a child is the hardest thing I have ever done in my life. I started the process in 2021. They did not send me a denial until 2023, December of 2023. And in that denial, they told me that I did not comply with what they demanded of me. I gave them everything they needed. And finally, I've just said, okay, well, we'll reapply in a couple of years. Basically, Social Security believes that children can test out of the autism spectrum. No, it doesn't work like that. He will have this for the rest of his life. He needs to be on Social Security disability with his autism to actually help him through life. Sorry, not sorry. He's going to need it when he's 18. Why not try and get him on it way before that? That way we don't have to worry about it when he's 18.
Yeah. And have you gotten the social? I mean, I have a couple of friends who do it. A Social Security attorney. I mean, unfortunately, you end up having to do that when you're dealing with Social Security when it gets complicated like this.
We decided to give it a rest for a couple of years because he's 9, so we think that by the time he's 12, he has to go through another reassessment in a year. And after that reassessment, then we can prove what his diagnosis is now compared to when he was 4, and go from there. But I go through the state. The state has a wonderful program where I'm trained as a caregiver for my son. I've gone through classes, I've gone through trainings on how to care for my son in a healthcare capacity. Mm-hmm. And so I'm actually paid to take care of him.
Huh. Because I went through that with my dad with Medicaid. I was doing his care, and did that. But that's another thing. I mean, getting Medicaid for him was, oh my goodness. I mean, oh my Lord. And I ended up having to pay a consultant. It wasn't a lot. Well, actually, come to think of it, I did have to get a lawyer for some of this application stuff, but I had to pay a lawyer and a consultant.
Right. It's expensive.
About, I think a total, it ended up being about $2,500. And I don't begrudge it, because we wouldn't have gotten the benefits. I mean, he ended up getting full coverage for his
oh, that's wonderful.
facility, for his retirement facility.
Oh yeah.
Between the VA and the Medicaid. And
right.
So it paid for itself. But I was thinking, I mean, throughout the whole process, I was thinking, anybody who, I mean, I guess this is what it's designed for, is anybody who doesn't have access to, to finding consultants and lawyers and able to pay them, they just don't get anything.
Yeah.
In this system.
Well, Katie Bear, when we get offline, I'll try and put you in touch with Harbor Woman, who is on our site, who has an autistic son, because if there's anything to know about it, she knows it. So.
Yeah, I mean, now on the state program that I'm on, it's great, because now I'm trained to not only care for him, but also in cases, because my mom is getting older, and in case I need to take care of her as well. And so so at least I have kind of both covered for that. But yeah, that was our saving grace, because I will tell you, we were drowning. Raising an autistic
sandwich generation.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is raising autistic child. They say, it's about $850,000 to raise a child from birth to 18. For an autistic child, it's 1.2 million is the average.
Wow.
And it's because, he goes to therapy. He goes to extra activities to help with his cognitive function and with his fine motor skills. He has to have all those supports. And we support him at home and do things with him at home for exercises. But then if we can take him to an expert, and that expert can do that. But then there's also the behavioralist. He has to go to a psychologist, a therapist. He's got lots of things that he does to help him understand how he feels and process his emotions. And, just a little bit ago, he came over covered in blankets, because he loves to pile blankets on top of himself and walk over to me and hug me. He's got sensory issues. I mean, there's lots of things on the table. And unfortunately, when I was working and making my money, it wasn't nearly enough to cover everything that we were doing with him. And so we were drowning, and then I lost my job due to COVID, and yeah, we were drowning. But the state saved us. The state of Minnesota saved us, and they're saving other families. So don't mess with us.
Yeah.
Sorry. But those are programs that Walz put into place too, is to help families, because he has a special needs child.
Oh, that's right. He does, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. And I love him even more for that, even though he was a history teacher. So, and I'm a teacher kid, so.
I keep wondering if this whole experience of what he's been through in the last few weeks might change his mind to go ahead and run for governor again after all. You think he might change his mind?
I don't think it will.
Huh.
People are very upset with him because he didn't call in the National Guard before.
You mean in the Floyd case, or in this case? Which?
No, in this case.
Yeah.
People were really ragging on him about not releasing the guard, but the thing is that.
Well, what did they want him? What did they want him to do?
Release the guard to get rid of ICE, but the guard can't do really anything other than protect the people. So, but now that this judge,
I don't know.
Well, and now that this judge has said, no, you cannot do this, no, you cannot do that, no, you cannot do this, blah, 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 they've been kind of watching their P's and Q's. They're still doing this intimidation crap that they do with the Whipple people.
Yeah.
They're still doing that. But yeah. So like
But when the judge did that, I thought, well, now who's going to enforce that? You know, I mean, it's like, is the police going to have to watch eyes to make sure they abide by the court order? Who's going to enforce that court order? You know?
And this is where I differ from the protest people at Whipple, is that they're saying that they're working with ICE, blah, 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 blah. No, they're not. So they put up like those metal barrier things along the sidewalk to keep the protesters out of walking across the street and trying that kind of thing, right? So they put that in. And then for the area that they didn't have, they put police tape up. And people were breaking through the police tape. And so they brought 2 of their vehicles and put them there to block them from walking out. Okay. Well, they were all like, you're working with ICE, blah, 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 blah. But really, they're doing it to protect the people. Mm-hmm. Because even like ICE was coming out every so often and standing there, and they do their little intimidation thing and then they walk back. It's so stupid. And also we found out something else yesterday, is that anytime CBS News shows up at the building, that's when ICE comes out and does their little Gestapo thing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, CBS is I think CBS is in competition with Fox now to be state-run TV.
Right.
Yeah, they're living up to the CBS.
Yeah. Well, you know, they aired that story that they had killed. They aired it last night. Finally, and without any changes. I actually checked because I'd gotten the bootleg copy of it when it was first.
The Canadian copy?
The Canadian copy, yeah. In fact, Jamie's the one that found it for me.
Oh, nice.
That night. And you know, one of the most incredible things about that story is those were all Venezuelans, you know, that they had sent to El Salvador. And something like 40% of them were actually... I think it was almost 50% had no criminal records at all.
Yeah.
None. They weren't
what's happening.
They weren't gang members at all. And the tattoos that they claimed were gang had nothing to do. I mean, it was all made up, you know, and it's a pretty devastating piece. I can see why I don't understand why CBS suddenly reversed itself and ran it now.
I'm wondering if Barry decided that she needed to break away, or maybe she had enough pushback that she just decided to do it.
Well, I do know their evening news show is tanked. I mean, I at the time I thought, you know, because my family, we grew up on CBS. So, I mean, you've got generations of liberals, you know, viewers of CBS. They suddenly, and they thought they were just going to turn CBS into MAGA, and they wouldn't lose viewers. I mean, but they have. I mean, once they did that fawning interview with Trump and Hegseth, their new evening anchor, he did those interviews. The traditional viewers of CBS just left the building, you know. And
I canceled my Paramount Plus. I canceled Paramount Plus as soon as they canceled Colbert. I was like, no. I love Stephen Colbert. I love him.
I'm keeping it until he's gone.
I'm really, can I be honest? I'm so hoping that he runs against Lindsey Graham.
Well, his sister ran for public office.
Yeah, she ran for Congress. Yep. She ran for Congress. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was that period, you remember when he did the other show.
The Daily
Show. He had that fake campaign,
the fake Republican
for president.
Yeah.
That was hysterical. Actually, a friend of mine, Mudcat, my buddy Mudcat, who's a Democrat operative, he and Colbert became friendly, and he pretended to be Colbert's campaign consultant on the air.
Oh.
He went on his show and pretended to be his consultant. You know, I got to go on that show one time. The one the fake, you know, where he was
the fake one.
Yeah, I guess he was actually pretending to. I guess that was a send up of O'Reilly, was it? I think. And anyway, I went on that show one time, and he he did something I've never had a show host do ever. He came into the green room before the show started. First of all, I've never had anybody do that. But anyway, and he said, now I just wanted to tell you, he says, now, this show, he says, I play a character on this show. And he was explaining, I said, oh, I understand. But anyway, I later learned that the problem was that this was kind of in the beginning of that. A lot of guests would come on, like there was a famous one where Pat Buchanan came on and he didn't get it. He didn't get the joke.
Nope.
And he thought Colbert was being serious and he got angry. And I think he may have even walked off and everything. So
did they book him to do a conservative event because they thought he was
Oh, really? Oh, is that right? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, our comment section was pretty quiet today.
Do you have it still muted?
I don't know where the I had it turned on, but they've just not been there today. But that's okay.
Maybe they all paid to go to a national park.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wind up our hour here with the last part of my guaranteed income package that I did. So I did.
Okay.
Katie, send me an email.
Oh, can you send? Okay, send me your email address so I can email you.
Yeah, how do we do that?
Go to that private chat. Do you see the private chat window? It's only the 3 of us in there. So I'll put mine.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Oh, so you could go in there and type in your.
Yeah. So like, for instance, if I had a link to send to you, I could then send you the link and you could.
But now, Jamie, I think you have to go ahead and copy it now. Cause I think when we end the show, this disappears.
It disappears. So you got to grab it quick.
It's in there.
I got it.
So okay. You each got that then?
E Holiday.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a neat trick there, Katie, that I didn't know about till you discovered it the other day. This StreamYard thing has a lot of neat stuff. Okay, we'll get back at it tomorrow.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
And on Trail Mix. All right, good talking to y'all. Oh, and I want to see a picture of that candy since I can't actually eat it.
I will take a picture once it's done and post it on Trail Mix for you. Okay.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, I'd like.
Yeah,
to
I gotta go stir it. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm encouraged. I'm going to try that on Lazy Man Cooks. Here we go. End of our guaranteed
Dr. Martin
income
Luther King
package.
believed in leveling the playing field. He wanted to see poverty eradicated. And Dr. King was championing a guaranteed income at the time of his assassination.
Now, one of the answers, it seems to me, is a guaranteed annual income, a guaranteed minimum income for all people and for all families of our country. And it seems to me that the civil rights movement must now begin to organize for the guaranteed annual income, begin to organize people all over our country and mobilize forces so that we can bring to the attention of our nation this need and this something which I believe will go a long, long way toward dealing with the Negro's economic problem and the economic problem with many other poor people confronting our nation.
And if our nation can spend $35 billion a year to fight an unjust, evil war in Vietnam and $20 billion to put a man on the moon, it can spend billions of dollars to put God's children on their own 2 feet right here on earth.